Happy New Year! It's actually really cold right now. So, today I'm going to tell you guys a story about two kinds of Christians. Now, in order to be a good Christian, we have to use both our minds and our spirits whenever we hear something from God. Now, the first example is going to be of a Christian that uses their mind first and then their spirit. So when they hear something from God, the first thing they will do is they'll use their minds. They will ask themselves, is this logical or not? If it's not logical, they'll throw it out. But if it's logical, they will then allow it to go into their spirits and ask themselves, okay, is this of God or not? If it's not God, they'll throw it out. But if it is God, they will carry it out. Now here's the second type of Christian. The second type uses their spirits first and then their minds. Every godly Christian has to use both. And both of these examples are of good godly Christians. The second example, in this one, the individual uses their spirit first and asks themselves, okay, is this word from God or not? If it's not from God, they throw it away. If it is from God, they keep it. Then it goes to their mind and they ask themselves, okay, now is this logical or not? If it's not logical, they throw it out. But if it is logical, they will wait a second, but this is from God. We already decided if this was from God or not. That means whether this is logical or not, it has to have come from God. It has to be truth. Something I find very interesting was that Jesus was crucified at Golgotha. Golgotha translates to the skull. So Jesus was crucified at the place of the skull. And I believe while he was there, he put to death the things in the skull. Romans 12 tells us to be transformed by the renewing of our minds. If we use our spirits first and ask ourselves, is this God or not? And it is from God, that means whether it is logical or not, it is directly from the throne of heaven and we have to obey. By excluding the illogical, we limit God in our lives. Does this mean we shouldn't use our minds? No, certainly not. In fact, God gave us our minds so that we could surrender them, so that we could surrender our logic and give it back to Him. There is not a single story in the Bible where God told someone to do something that made sense. Every miraculous sign or wonder came from taking a step of faith by doing something illogical. The next time you feel something in your spirit, before you ask yourself, is this logical or not? First ask yourself, is this God or not? And if it is, am I going to let my logic get in the way? Or am I going to choose to surrender my mind and obey God? Bless you guys!